Hi, good afternoon. My name is Miss Claudia, and today we're going to be making Milk Jug bird feeders. And here are the materials that we're going to be using today. We're going to be using Milk Jug with a cap, some paintbrushes. Possible things that you can use for decorations are stickers, bottle caps, Sharpies or other permanent markers, and acrylic paint if you want. We're going to need scissors or wire cutters. If you want to make a perch or use some booth materials, you can use sticks to cut out to the desired length or plastic straws. And possible hanging material, you can use a bendable thick wire, wire clothes hanger, some twine or some thin rope, or anything that you can find to use to hang that's durable. Materials can vary depending on what you have on hand and how you want to decorate your feeder, so don't worry if you don't have everything that's on this list. The one thing you'll need for sure is a milk jug. Okay, so before we get started, just gonna make sure we have all our materials. Here I have a plastic milk jug that I've rinsed out with soap water, with a cap. I have some scissors. I also have some wire cutters, but I don't think we'll be using them today. We have some paints. Today we picked out purple, turquoise, and yellow. And I have a lot of markers to decorate as well. For the perch, I'm going to be using these plastic straws. And to paint, we're going to be using these brushes. And this is the wire that I have available today. Feel free to use whatever you have on hand. And we're going to get ready. So I'm going to start by peeling off the label or the sticker. In some cases it'll be easier to do. I'm doing my best, but if it doesn't come off completely, don't worry, we can cover it up with paint or markers. This is as much as I could get out, so I'm just going to move on. We're going to start by taking our milk jug and drawing out where we want the windows to be. And using a marker to help me map that out. So we're going to be cutting out these windows next, and I do recommend that you do this with the help of an adult. We're going to use the pointy side of the scissor to make a small hole and start cutting around where we placed our window. And I'm going to be very careful. What I love about this project is that it gives a plastic milk jug a new purpose while simultaneously helping wildlife, giving kids a fun activity to do and connecting kids with nature. So now that we've finished cutting out the windows, I'm just going to go ahead and dry the inside. So now using a Sharpie, we're going to map out where we're going to make some incisions for the wire or whatever type of material you have for hanging. And carefully, we're going to make the incisions. Remember, be careful. And later on, we're gonna make some incisions down here for the perch. So I have my wire, I'm just gonna push it through the incision there and make a knot. And we do the same on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to move on to decorating. So remember, you can use stickers or bottle caps or anything else that you have at home to decorate the milk jug. I'm going to start by painting. So we're going to get our acrylic paints. And I have my little tray for paints. Water. And our brushes. And I'm going to start with yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make yellow circles in different places over our jug. And we're going to come back to that. We're just going to let these dry. Circles don't all have to be the same size. Make medium circles, smaller circles, bigger circles. Okay, so I'm just gonna clean up my brush. I'm done making these circles. And we're gonna let her dry for a little bit, and then we're gonna tackle another side of this jug. So this part that was difficult to remove, the label, I'm gonna paint over it with this turquoise color, and we'll think of a design later on. We're just gonna cover it up right now. I'm gonna paint the edges of the windows. I don't really like how we can still see the marker that we used previously. I'm not doing anything special, but I do kind of want to fan it out. I think it looks better that way. And after we're done doing this, we're just gonna let her dry. Okay, she's more or less dry now. I might have touched some of the wet areas, as you can see right there, but it's okay. We'll make it work. So now I'm gonna be using purple because I'm gonna make flowers with all of the yellow circles that we made. And I'm just gonna paint on each petal. And it sounds like a lot of work, but it's pretty relaxing. And I think it's pretty fun to do. I just sort of go down and bring it up again. And you can find any technique that works for you. And even when it doesn't look like it's coming out well, just trust the process, keep on making your petals. I promise it's gonna look really pretty. See, it's already starting to look more like an actual flower. Remember that little mistake I mentioned earlier? Well, it's okay because we're going to cover it up. And we're still using the same technique. See? So we're going to do the same with all the yellow circles around the milk jug. As you can see, not all of the yellow dots are completely dry, but that doesn't matter. We can just go back in with a little bit more purple. And it's okay if it's different, it gives it variety. I'm just going to mix a little bit of the turquoise to give it a little bit darker color. And I think with these smaller dots, I'm just going to make the petals just a line out. And that gives it a different texture. So we have our flowers, but I'm just going to go back and fill some of them out more. Like this one could use a couple more petals. And look at that, we have flowers. And now we have this square to fill, so I think I'm gonna make a little face. A little sleepy face. And we're gonna splatter some of this yellow paint over the face. And this can get a little messy. We'll have to clean up afterwards, but I like this technique. You just put some paint on your brush and you flick it with your finger. And this paint is non-toxic, so you don't have to worry. And remember, we have our water to clean up later. So now we're going to use a Sharpie to make some more detail on this. And we're going to be making some butterflies. So we make like a little stick. And think of the number 3 or letter B when you're making the wings. It's a little stick and it looks like a 3 or a B. Okay, this isn't showing up. So I'm going to pick another color for our wings. I'm going to make another butterfly, but let's make it a different color. Remember, flowers are still a little wet, so when you're working with this, just be careful to not make a big mess. And now I'm going to do some leaf work. You can make it just like a big leaf like that, doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to fill these spaces with lines. You can make leaves however you want, but this is just how I like doing them. And just a little tip, remember, if you're working with markers and wet paint, try working around it because your markers will dry out if they touch wet acrylic paint. So I'm just going to keep on making leaves on the flowers around the jug. And I think this is a really cool project to do around spring or summer when all the birds are back. Was the last leaf. So let's get a good look at our milk jug. I'm liking how it's looking, but I think I want to add another little friend. Make a red circle with our Sharpie. Can you guess what insect I'm gonna make? Haven't guessed it yet. I'll tell you right now. Making a little ladybug. I think they're super cute. You know, the body, some legs. There we go. Now we're gonna get ready to install our perch. So I already made the incisions off camera. Remember to be very careful when you're making these holes. And I'm just going to slide this straw through it. Remember, you could just as easily go outside and get a branch, or not a branch, a twig, and place it in here. But it's been very rainy these past couple days, so all the twigs outside of my house are wet, so I decided to go with plastic straws. So we have one, and since we have two windows, I want each window to have a perch. So I'm getting my other straw. Plastic straws are usually a single-use item, so I'm always happy to use them in my crafting because it's more environmentally friendly. We get to make something new and repurpose it. So I'm just going to slide this side of the straw in there. And remember, it's okay to ask for help. You need help from your adult. Okay, so this is our product. I could probably tape that piece of straw to the back so it doesn't get mixed with any bird feed. But for now, we'll leave it there. So ideally, you would put bird feed inside and hang it outside of your house. Let's take a good look at the finished product. I'm very happy with it, and I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I hope you make your own Milk Jug bird feeders. Here is the bottle cap to top it off. Alright, see you in the next Crafternoon. Stay safe.